Okay, uranium friends. So, Lightbridge, LTBR, have not looked at this in a long time, and these markings on this charters, they're markings that I've had on there for a while, a long time. So when I pulled this chart up, this orange box was here, representing the value area. So this is a 3-month chart, and listen, this is just hell all the way. No better way to put it. But there's some signs here now. LTBR had news today, right? So they've proved out. Let me just click this. I'm just going headline, right? Achieves critical fabrication development milestone by demonstrating extrusion process for uranium zirconium samples. Okay, so what's this? That Clay Montgomery probably knows exactly what this is. Maybe I should go check Twitter and see what he says about stuff like that. He's more of an expert on this stuff than, well, quite frankly, I'll ever be. Anyway, technically, there's some signs here. That's some positivity, right? So we got the news, but here's the 3-month chart. Again, it's a quarterly chart. It's just down a little bit of a relief bounce, but you've got a double bottom, 247 at this double bottom now, right? So the market is holding at that point. I just my quick looks before I even go deeper in this video says, hey, there's a low risk play setting up here. And if anybody follows that 4X forecaster dude on Twitter, he's got some sort of wonky, crazy Elliott wave, predictive models, blah, blah, blah. And I believe like a week or so ago, he said his bottom target was hit as well. So, there's a double bottom here on the quarterly at 247. So, if I decide to just randomly make a play on Lightbridge, I know where I'm stopping out. Would it come down and test the $1.69? Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So on to the monthly. Nothing special about anything about the news reaction and the monthly move. So it's still just being contained by this monthly 5 EMA, which is the yellow line. I'll zoom it in a little bit for you so you could see. Yeah, that's it. And there's your rejection. So, clearly that's the metric. Interestingly enough, you got this drawdown, makes a new low and proceeds to take out last month's high. So, um, just in general, in technical analysis, those are signs to say, okay, I got to start looking the other way, right? So you can start looking the other way here. You did pretty good. You start looking the other way here, so it's Lightbridge. So it's just a tough stock. And I say I don't like this stock because it just goes nutso, and it loves to sweep out stops and smoke all the technical guys. But there's a little bit of a sign here that the bottoming process has begun, and there could be a reversal in the work. So when I see stuff like this, I go, all right, well, I got to keep zooming in to see what I see. I know there's news, right? That's the first thing I know. I know there's news. Yeah, so it hasn't closed above the weekly 12 EMA since July 2023. So, there's a sign, right? So your first sign on this name with news is this close, right? So it's closing above the 12 EMA. This could be, let's just take a look at what this potential, forget about this weekly candle. I just want to see what what this looks like here, because I think you have the makings of a little bit of a weekly falling wedge, you know. Um, weekly falling wedge, bull break, lacking follow through, undercuts with the wicks. Now, usually when I draw my trend lines or my wedge lines or whatever, I want minimum of three solid candle touches. I disregard wicks. Some technical analysts don't do that. Whatever. That's just the way it is. And if you kind of read books on it, they want solid candle touches. But anyway, so a decent sign on a weekly, right? So you've had a falling wedge bull break, and you've closed above the 12 EMA. Not bad. Still below this major value area that's been around for quite some time. So it's got to have to. We're gonna have to see how it plays here because there's right at the bottom of the value area. There's a double weekly top here that can act as resistance as well. Not to mention the 26 EMA right there. So there's a lot saying that there's still some resistance it's got to push through, right? You got the volume profile that's got to push through as well. Daily, we talked about the falling wedge bull break. You can see it a lot better here on the daily. And it's really nice volume. So the market likes the news, apparently, right? So that is just want to see. Well, this is some volume over here, right? But you haven't seen that type of volume for I don't know, almost 2 years, 2 year and a half. So a good sign on that front. Well above moving averages, even closed above the 50-day moving average. So good signs on the daily. All right, so reversals in the works. You also have a level now to work off of here at. I'm going to get this alert on here. We've seen the daily double, the quarterly double bottom. So there's a level to work off of here that you can define risk. So if you like the news and you think that the market's going to like the news from here going forward, and the space is, needs the nuclear fuel. The world needs it. So this is a great move, right? So this was a daily great move. So, 274. If I decide to position up in Lightbridge, which I might actually, now that I'm seeing this. Thanks, Fitz, for pointing it out. I'm probably going to try to work off 274. I'm probably going to be looking for some sort of back test into this big resistance break. So this is a pretty good level here, 302, that it took out. It swept it all out. So, that's a pretty good sign as well. But this name has a lot of work to do just to make it back into like the middle of its value area. So this 450 area, or just to get back up to the 200-day moving average. So this is quite the pull down. There's a lot of volume here. There's, the market is saying, let me just make sure I got this right. When they get the big volume bar like that. The market is saying that this is a pretty decent area, to be looking long at. It's the most I can glean out of the name right now. Like I would rather, I might start following this but I have to decide and I have to check if this is actually really game-changing news. Because, we see these moves and they just continue into the downtrend, right? So, and if you want to like clean up this wedge on the daily, I stuck with it on the weekly. Let me just see if I can make this look better on the daily. Be something like that, right? So either way, it's the falling wedge, daily falling wedge bull break, weekly falling wedge bull break, closing above the 50-day moving average, the exponential 12 EMA close also. Rejection at a level where it makes a little bit of sense, right? So these bag holders are deciding to trim out. This is all going to be bag holders that we have to fight through before we start getting back into these levels up here in the $4 range. So there's some slight progress. There's some signs, and it really is turning into a fairly low risk play, even if you decide you want to be someone who's a quarterly chart player. It's low risk. There's a low risk play here for this quarterly double bottom at 274. I don't know that I would be waiting for that personally. I like the daily here. I like this daily level, but knowing Lightbridge, it probably slaps that level and takes some stops. But there's some progress here, and maybe I'll monitor it going forward to see how. I'm going to put this up here. Let's see if it takes that level out. Let's see if it's a weekly level. Yeah, not really. But I'm going to leave that there on this daily because it's a daily double top there. And one would assume with this volume in this news that it should take it out. All right. So starting to develop a little bit of a range for myself going forward as I look at this. Low risk bulls are working off 274. That's the best I can do on this thing right now. I'm just trying to see if there's any other information that we can glean. No, it's just, the weekly falling wedge. Look for the back test. $3. Love to be a buyer around the $3 range. Maybe some scales into this 274, working off of the 253 neighborhood, the quarterly double bottom. Maybe we'll see. Let's actually look at this. Let's look at a yearly chart and see what comes of it. And it's going to be messy. Yeah. Let me just see. I'm going to kill some of this stuff here. Sorry for the delays. A lot of guys are faster than me with. I should learn all these quick keys. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, 250. It's the yearly low here. So, otherwise it's black dirt breakdown. So, yeah, that's it. That's the best I can do right now on it. Let's see how this works out. This is great volume and a decent level to work off of here. So I'm going to still keep my alert down here at 274. I like that it took out the 50-day moving average and it also took out the 50 EMA. I mean, some traders might just say, hey, I'm going to try to target that 200-day moving average. Maybe if I target 10% below it or something like that, you still got a pretty decent trade into this level, right? But if it kind of gets up to this level, got a little bit of an air pocket here going. So maybe it kind of starts to test that 200-day. We'll see. Clay Montgomery, fundamentally wise, would be someone to be seeking out on Twitter to see if he has anything to say about Lightbridge. That's going to be my next move. Over and out, Lightbridge. Fitz. See ya.